Liquid clay has come a long way from just the thing that we use to bond baked clay to raw clay or baked clay to baked clay. It now comes in all kinds of amazing colors. It comes in clear, and there are so many fun things you can do with it. Today we're going to create these beautiful tropical stained glass pendants using liquid clay and products from the Tiki Party Create Along box. Hi there, Sandy Huntress here for Create Along. So these really cute wooden pieces often come in the Create Along box, and this is one of the ones that came in the Tiki Party box, and I thought it would be fun to fill these indents with liquid clay, and I came up with a really simple technique for doing that. The first thing you'll need to do is decide which side is the front. Now you can stain these. You could use a wash of acrylic paint or wood stain. You can paint them after we do this technique or before. I like the wood finish, so I'm just going to find the side that looks like the front and use that as my front. Then you'll need some packing tape. This will keep our liquid clay in place in the pendant while it's baking. Just get yourself a piece that will cover the back of your wooden piece. And take a little time to burnish it down really well. I had a tiny bit of leaking on some of mine, but not much. This is very sticky tape, but just burnish it down really well. Then place it on a ceramic tile. And use some more packing tape or just Scotch tape to hold it down flat to the tile. That's why I just cut the packing tape a little wide. Then we can put the Scotch tape on that. And this tape will be just fine in the oven and will come off the back of your pendant just fine after baking. It may leave a little gooey residue, and we'll deal with that later. No big deal. Next, you'll want your liquid clay. First, you'll want a brand that comes out clear. There are a few of them on the market. Right now I have the Sculpey Clear. Then you'll want liquid clay in colors. You should have gotten one of these colors in your Create Along Tiki Party box. But I also have the Lucy Clay Glassamer, which is great because it is really super concentrated colors, so it's easy to mix up the colors. You'll need some little mixing bowls that are polymer clay compatible, and then you just want to squeeze in some of your translucent clay, maybe a quarter to half of a teaspoon. You don't need much at all. If you're using the liquid Sculpey colors, then you'll want to be sure to stir it really well before you use it. That includes the clear. The end of a barbecue skewer works really well. You can dig down into the corners and mix it well. The Lucy Clay is a thin enough viscosity that you can just shake it well before you use it. And for this stuff, like I said, the color is very concentrated, so a little goes a long way. I'm just going to dip my popsicle stick in and add 2 drops. Is going to give me a very, very bright yellow. You can use paper towels to clean off your tools as you're working so you don't cross-contaminate the colors. Mix your colors, and you can mix these colors into anything you want. This teal I achieved by mixing some of the Sculpey Navy with some of the Glassamer Green, just a drop of it, and a tiny bit of yellow to get this teal color. So you can mix the colors. You can even just mix mica powders or other colorants into the clear. This is some of the glitter mica powder that came in the Tiki Party box. I just scooped maybe that much into like a half a teaspoon or so of clear liquid clay and stir it in. These will give you different effects. The Glassamer is definitely more transparent. The mica flakes actually interfere with the transparency and make it a bit more opaque. I'll show you that in a minute. So now we have our colors. And this really pretty tropical pink color I got just with a single drop of the Glassamer Magenta. A toothpick, I found, is really the best tool for applying these into your piece. You can just pick up a drop and drop it right in. If you get some of the liquid clay where you don't want it, so on some of the smaller ones it can be tough, just come in with a Q-tip and you can soak it all up. If the little area is too small, you can pull off a bit of the Q-tip and use your toothpick and just kind of poke it down in there and wipe up any excess. Oops. Oh, I forgot I had packing tape in there, which grabbed onto my Q-tip. But you get the idea. So you can easily clean it up if you make a mistake or change your mind. And that's really all there is to it. It just takes a little patience and just add drops. You want to fill these cells up, whoops, to the top. If you drip some on there, you can wipe it off with a bit of paper towel. You might dip your Q-tip in a little bit of rubbing alcohol and clean it off well. I've filled in the flower with the one color. I'd tip it up for you so you could see that it's very level rather than being scooped down, because it's going to shrink a little scooping down as it bakes. But if I did that, it would all pour out. So you'll have to take my word for it. It is filled pretty much as high as I can get it. And it's still kind of the surface tension scooping it down. Now you're not limited to just doing one color in there. Just like in stained glass, you can kind of mix and marble the colors. So we'll add a little, and if you have a hard time aiming with the toothpick like this, you can turn it straight up and down, and that way the drop will fall right off the end. You can't hold on to as much, but if you can get it there, it's a little easier to aim into small areas like this. Oops, and that's okay because that's actually what I planned to do, so hooray for that. But if that happened and you didn't want it, just use your Q-tip, clean out that whole little cell, and then you can fill it again. So I'm just going to put a drop in each of those. Kind of blend it out. You can leave it like that, so you can have some fun kind of playing. That's pretty. And then proceed to fill in all of the areas. And once you have it all filled, put it in the oven to bake. Take a look, make sure that you take a look at the directions for the particular brand of liquid clay that you're using. They often bake at different temperatures than the solid clay. Like the Lucy Clay Glassamer bakes at 140 Celsius, which is 284 Fahrenheit, which is what I baked these at. The Sculpey Clear says to preheat it to 325, but I thought that might be a little hot. And the Sculpey Color, I believe, is 275. So I kind of just split the difference and did the middle. So this is nearly done, but I decided I wanted a little bit more of a brighter color. This teal is a little dark for me, so I only half filled these outer cells with the teal color. And now I'm coming back in and kind of marbling in some of the green. So have fun and play and experiment with the different colors and combinations that you have. You might come up with something really cool. So here it is, all ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put this in at 284, kind of the middle ground between all of these liquid clays. Because of the tile, you want to give whatever time you're going to bake an extra 15 minutes. So I'm going to bake this for a total of 45 minutes. In the meantime, I thought I would show you a few other pieces. I just wanted you to be able to see how pretty that is. This one is the pink and the green and the yellow, all the Lucy Clay Glassamer colors, just a drop of each in with the liquid clay. This one is the teal. That's the mixture of the Sculpey navy blue with other colors. And that middle one, that kind of green, is actually the glitter that was mixed in with the clear. You can kind of see the glitter on the back here, but the light really doesn't go through. So I think the glitter all fell to the bottom and now is blocking the light. Of course, if you're wearing this as a necklace pendant, unless you have a light on your chest, there isn't going to be light shining through it. So maybe you just want to go for a particular color. And these are the little ones that came in the Tiki Party box that match the one I just did, except that I used yellow for the petals and streaked in a little of the magenta, and then use that teal for the edges. So here it is out of the oven. All you need to do is lift it up and peel it off the tape. Looks like I got a little excess there. You can just trim that away or peel it away. There may be some sticky residue on the back from the tape. A little bit of rubbing alcohol on a lint-free cloth. Don't use like a tissue or something that could shred and get stuck and make a mess. This is just like a linen hanky, something with that won't leave lint behind. You can use that to clean it up. Get the light for you. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So these would be really lovely as sun catchers in the window, ornaments. And all you need to do is add some kind of hanger. I'll show you the way I found, which is just simple and elegant. These are little tiny screw eyes. You can find them online. You'll need an awl to start your hole, and you'll need to pre-drill the hole. So I think I'm going to put it right here. I have this pendant going this way. And drilling into this bit of wood is a good idea. So the awl is just to make a starter divot. You don't want to try to press too hard. You just want to make a little tiny dent so that the drill bit won't slip. It will drill exactly where you want it. So I'm just going to put right there. Just a little press. You probably can't even see that. But when I put my drill bit in that spot, it stays instead of skittering to a different area. And then you can find these little drill bits at hobby shops or also on Amazon online. Just a little bit of pressure. I think this is a 1mm drill bit. And you want to drill as deep as your screw eye is long. In order to tell how far you've drilled, you can just put your fingernail on the drill bit and pull it out, and then you'll see. So we've got a little bit more to go. Once you've pre-drilled your hole, you can just add your screw eye. If you're having trouble getting the last few threads, because it is small, just stick your awl in there. And then you can just go right in. And there you go. In some of these, you may have to have the loop going down into the piece. You can add some of your liquid clay over that and kind of cover it. You could even come in with wire cutters and snip off some of the excess. I also wanted to show you what happens if you try screwing this in without pre-drilling. This is what happens. It will just split the wood. So make sure you do the pre-drilling, and hope you enjoyed this technique. Happy creating.